Hey everyone, thanks for watching another one of my videos. Today I finally got the two Varstrom kits on the bike. I think I did a review of just the rear 750. Today I got both kits on there. It's been a little bit trying to get the bugs out of it, trying to get the throttles combined and two controllers working on one display has been a little bit of a challenge with these Varstrom kits. So every time I was doing it, when I was tapping into it, the slave controller would not respond. And here it wants to see the display. So I was having problems. So up until today, I had two throttles on there and two displays just to try it out with the two kits. And then today I figured out how to I got the two controllers responding to one throttle. But as you can see, I still need the two displays here. Turn them on. This one right here, I think it's the EKD01. That's working the front wheel, and then the rear is the VD04. So as I'm riding, you'll see both of them are reading, and they will give me the information on each individual wheel, not combined. But yeah, I finally, like I said, I got it to one throttle here. You can see it trying to jump. So I'm going to do a quick test of the two wheels. I rode it once already. You know, it's hard to compare it to the e-Bikeling when I did the two 500s. This one has a 750 watt rear, 500 watt on the front. Really, if you look at their torque charts, it should be almost twice as much torque as the e-Bikeling kits I was using. So today I'm going to just do a couple 0 to 20, try to do the top speed. I actually have a pretty nice hill climb. I'll be attaching another video when I did it on the same bike with the e-Bikeling motors. It's a pretty big hill. So I'm going to do it on this one today and see the difference in the torque, the low end torque, because that's where I feel it on this. I definitely feel right off the start, you feel a good pull. But if I feel like it's tapering off mid-range to the top end. And once again, I'm also running the 52 volt battery. It's a 25 amp hour, 52 volt battery. So let's see how it does. Like I said, hit some speed tests and things like that, but I'll just show you real quick. So that's the 750 watt rear geared. It's got a couple test rides on there. I got the two controllers mounted on the frame. Battery box, I'm not real frame, but that's separate from the kits. I think I'm gonna end up having to redo that. I don't think I would like the way that came out, but I like the position and it feels good on the bike. The balance feels great, like having the weight right there above the forks, because when I'm sitting on the back, it's pretty even over the bumps. And then there's the front 500 watt geared. So let me get set up, get on the bike here, and we'll see what kind of speed this thing has. All right, so one of the things when I turn them on, always defaults to PAS level 1 on both these controllers. So I'm going to turn them up to 5 right now. All right. That is part of the problem when you're trying to combine the 1 to 4 cable and get the two controllers working on one display and one throttle. The research I'm doing, it's kind of finding that it needs to see the display, and if not, it defaults to a PAS 01. So when I was tapping the throttle, second one wouldn't work. I'm kind of seeing it, but I'm still trying, because I don't want to be all cluttered up with two displays here, but right now, at least I'm down to one throttle. The other, like I said, up until this point, I was using two throttles, which it was working, but it gets tiring working both your thumbs. I'd rather just hit one and have both wheels. But it also gives me a little bit of play here, because I can turn the one down to 0 and I'm only getting the back wheel. Or if I feel like it's pulling too hard from the front, I can always turn the power down a little bit on the front, vice versa with the back, adjust it. So, all right, let's get started here. We'll turn around and go the other way. So it's like, it definitely, right off the bat, you can feel it taking off. I mean, that's where I can feel their rated torque. So right from the start, I'm going to do the 0 to 20, like I do in all my tests, and then I'm going to just count to 3. When I'm editing, I'll get the exact seconds it takes, so I don't have to try to run a stopwatch and do this at the same time. All right, so I have a 3. 1, 2, 3. So gets up there pretty quick. All right, so now This isn't top speed yet. I'm just getting up next part of the canal. I got to cross a couple roads. So I'll pick back up after I cross the roads here. Okay. Now we're gonna hit the top speed here. Turn my hat around. Okay, ready? Here we go. Everything's power assist 5, full power. All right, so pretty much hit 30, which if you look at my other review of just the rear wheel, I hit 30. Now my history with doing these dual motor kits, even the e-Bikeling, you know, when the 500s were hitting 25 topping out, when I combined the two, I was hitting 32, 33. So these things, it definitely takes off hard, and then towards the top, it feels like it's kind of evening out. It's like the programming controllers are letting off, and I'm only hitting like 980 watts. So it's not really putting out the wattage that 750 should. I know it's, you know, what it's rated at and all. My 500 watt e-Bikelings are going up to, you know, 1200 watts. So tomorrow I'm gonna do a test with this one and the other one with the e-Bikeling kits. They're identical bikes. I'm gonna get my son out on it. We're gonna just do some drag races and top speed ride next to each other, you know, try and do some hills and really compare them side by side, because like I said, off the start, I mean, it definitely has it right off the start. I mean, you can kind of hear the front wheel breaking loose a little bit on the takeoff. Feels good, you know, real snappy right off the punch. But yeah, I thought for sure this was gonna have a little higher top speed. So, all right, I'm gonna pause it. I'll pick back up when I get on these hills up here. All right, we're sitting right at the bottom of an incline, so let's get started right from the start. All right, definitely doesn't have a problem picking up there. I'm gonna ride down the end of this canal, pick back up where the hill climb is. All right, right now I'm just cruising with the back wheel. Full throttle, I'm cruising like 27, 28, into a little bit of a breeze. So you can see I can actually bump this up now. We'll see if we pick up speed. It gains a little bit. It says I'm only pulling 100 watts on the front because it's being overpowered right now by the back. All right. So this is a hill. Now it's loose gravel, loose stone. It's pretty steep. The last time I tried it, I don't think I posted the video yet on the other, with the e-Bikeling, the other bike with the 500 watt kits. From a stop like this, it only made it up probably a third of the way, but I hit it with speed. So let's do it right from the bottom. We'll try it real quick. See how far up we get. Okay, we're recording. Here we go, right from the start. Yeah. All right, so not even halfway. All right, so now we're gonna hit it with some speed. All right, you can see it from here. All right, here we go. All right, well, pulled through to the top. And you can see, it's pretty high. That's definitely hitting with some speed. It's not gonna take you from a start, but even, you know, when I'm hitting hill climbs on dirt bikes and the quads, you don't usually start right from the bottom. You gotta hit them with a little bit of speed, so. It did make it up, so like I said, tomorrow we'll be comparing this side by side with the other one. So, let's go down. All right, we'll do one more top speed going back the other way. We'll see if the wind was a factor. See if we can get this thing over 30. All right, everything's in power level 5. All right, let's go right from the start. Ooh. Yeah, it's about 29. Stop here. Controllers are holding up right. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's the 750 watt rear, 500 watt on the front. Like I said, it's not, it's not surprising me all that much. You know, I thought it was going to be pulling a lot harder than the e-biking one. So we'll see tomorrow what's going to happen when I get this one next to the other one. I mean, it's a good test because they're going to be two exact same bikes. The only difference is this battery might have another pound on the other battery and 5 amp hours, but it's still, we're not riding real far. We're coming short distance, and we're gonna have the same voltage on the batteries, same battery build. So we're gonna see how they do side by side. I'm ready for that because, like I said, I thought this thing was gonna be pulling a lot harder. I mean, it made it up that hill, but I also made it up on the e-bike link. So tomorrow we'll see them next to each other. And like I said, I'm trying to get figured out, if it is these controllers that are scaling back, if they're just kind of cutting back when it's hitting 30. I don't think the motors are topped out. I think it's more the controllers are cutting back for, I think it's more the motors and the programming is cutting back when you start getting up to speed, almost like it's like topping you out at 30. Because these things, the ratings when you're ordering the kits, I mean, it's saying 80 Newton meters for the back, 65 for the front, and I think it was like 420 RPMs versus the e-bicycling that was 340. So I know that might be no load, wit load, but still, you're getting that torque and the available extra RPMs with 2 motors. I should be hitting, I feel like I should have been hitting 34, 35 with this thing. So that's why I want to get out and do a video. That's the reason why I did these Varstrom brands. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Doing the comparison test between the two. All right. Thanks for watching.